Danny Jacobs came out a few weeks ago and expressed a keen interest in facing WBO middleweight world champion Billy Joe Saunders. He said he'd like to fight Saunders ASAP. Unfortunately, Frank Warren, Billy Joe Saunders' promoter, has now come out in the wake of Saunders' mandatory defense against Kurtzize. I always mispronounce this guy. I'm going to say Kurtzize because that's how they're pronouncing it on Box Nation. It's probably not that way. But in the wake of the Kurtzize fight being cancelled, Frank Warren has dismissed the possibility of a Jacobs fight instead. I'm going to quote Frank Warren directly. He says, "We're upset with what has happened, but Billy will now fight in September. He has got to have a fight that week of the Golovkin-Canelo fight, but not on the same bill. Billy has to fight his mandatory, which is Kurtzize, but I can't see how it's going to be him. That's what Billy wants to do, to face the winner of that Canelo-Golovkin fight. If the winner of that fight wants all 4 belts, he will have to fight Billy. Billy has just been unlucky with injuries and now this. It will happen for him. He just has to keep the WBO belt. It's highly unlikely it will be Jacobs." So that last part of the quote was Warren talking about the possibility of fighting Danny Jacobs. Based upon this article, Warren doesn't really expand on the reasons that it won't be Danny Jacobs. A lot of people would like to see that fight. A lot of people believe that Danny Jacobs is the second best middleweight in the world, including Abel Sanchez, the trainer of Gennady Golovkin. He believes actually that when Golovkin moves up in weight eventually, Danny Jacobs will go on to rule the division. He doesn't see anybody out there that can beat Danny Jacobs in his view. And you've got Canelo in the division right now. So Abel Sanchez is suggesting that Canelo can't beat Danny Jacobs. Maybe he can't. Maybe he can. Who knows? Hopefully we'll get that fight one day if both guys stick around in the 160-pound division, or even if they move up. So let me know what you think about this, people. Why is Frank Warren dismissing the idea of a Billy Joe Saunders Danny Jacobs fight? I'm pretty sure, let me not speak for the guy, but I'm just theorizing here. I'd be surprised if Danny Jacobs wouldn't be willing to go to the UK to fight Billy Joe Saunders. I think he would be. Why does Frank Warren not want that fight for Billy Joe? Maybe he thinks that he can cash out on Billy Joe or cash in by having him fight the winner of Canelo Golovkin, which is a big fight. Whereas putting him in there with Danny Jacobs is a much smaller fight and very high risk. Maybe he believes that Billy Joe would lose to Danny Jacobs, so why the hell put him in there with him? That's probably what the reason is, at least in my view. If you've got a different opinion to that, drop it in the comment section below and let me know how you feel. It's happening, I'm out.